Hello! Greetings, salutations, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time period of day it may happen to be for you. My name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to our little fundraiser, where we are raising funds to slightly annoy a friend of mine, which is, of course, the most worthwhile thing one as an Australian can do. For anyone who has dealt with or met any Australians, yes, there's a thing. Malikisa, $25 support. Thank you so much. Where are you going to go, Phantom? Phantom, calm down. You can just, just stay there. You good? All right, good. Thank you, buddy. All right, thank you so much, Mally. What a great start. All right, so, hey, Myth, we have a Twitch, baby! Twitch, baby, on Twitch. Ooh, hey, thank you so much for the cheers. Ah, cheers, mate. That's absolutely freaking splendid. Freaking spectacular it is. All right, let's have a look here. Ooh, let's see who we have joining us today. I see we have the man himself, Robert Hartley, GM, in chat. We have Maddie Holmes. We have Weasel Queen McBluff, Calindria, Mythical Turian, Petiola. Nice to see you. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you so much, Callie. Jeez, thank you so much. Wow. Okay, I haven't even done anything yet. Let me do things. What's it with Callie and like waiting until I'm like in my intro to like drop donations. Thank you so much. And my favorite troublemaker. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Mally is our favorite troublemaker. Nixalotl, nice to see you. Welcome in. I hope you enjoy today's stream. We're going to be doing a little bit of art stuff ourselves today, so that's kind of cool. Guys, if you don't know, Nix also has a wonderful art stream as well. Catching up with chat. Yeah, there we go. Hooray! Yeah, loves to distract me. It's very true. Well, Callie, I mean, obviously with the $100 donation, you know what that means? It means you have ordered off the secret menu. And if you have ordered off the secret menu, that means we get to make a Hero Forge mini and an NPC that will enter into the annals of our secret menu catalog, I guess. What these are NPCs that we will create on Hero Forge and design today that will then be used not only in this game, but across all of my my Patreon games as well. So your character may come in as a friendly merchant or as someone who is got some crucial information. Whatever it is, there are just a bunch of really cool ways that the secret menu item characters come in. We recently had Wabbajack Wagon's character come in to our Curse of the Crimson Throne game, which was really funny. I loved him. He was like basically a potion seller who was selling like healing potions, like he was selling drugs. It's like, yeah, you looking for some stone skin? I got stone skin for days. You know, don't worry about it. Forget, yeah, don't even worry about where I got the ingredients from. Okay, if you need healing potions, I'll get you some healing potions. First taste is free. Right? It was really fun. Loved the character. But yeah, you should probably make it clear to people what happens to the money when you fail to reach your goal. Yeah. Basically, if I fail to reach my goal, I go to Rob's house and I turn every single one of your dollars into like 10-cent pieces, and then I come and I hit Rob in the head. No, I do not exact violence on my friend. No. If we do fail, and you know what? Look, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. I'm gonna point this out. This is just what you guys have contributed. I haven't told you guys how much I'm contributing, because if we do hit the $5,000 goal, not only will I be getting the Viva La Dirt League mural put up, but I will also be going to New Zealand to go and annoy Rob in person. And if we don't hit that goal quite, I do have some reserves to hopefully be able to hit that goal, depending on how far we get. If we still don't have enough, then that money will be going to you guys in the way that when Dread, myself, and Robert go visit PAX or visit Gen Con and stuff like that, it's actually going to go into a pool that'll allow us to hire venues, go maybe even have ticketed dinners and stuff like that. So we get to hang out with you guys when we go traveling. So all in all, it is going to be just a wonderful way for us to be able to not only annoy Rob, but also potentially contribute coming and seeing you guys and hanging out as well. So there's lots of cool things that are happening with it. So again, like I said, it's a fundraiser, not a fundraiser. So donate generously, but of course donate responsibly. We love you guys and we want you guys to obviously be safe and be wonderful and be loved, because that's what this is all about. Okay. Hey, new subscribe. Oh my god, we're in a hype train. How did it happen? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you have been, if the new thing that we're doing on the channel as of today is we are not calling hype trains hype trains. We are calling them hype brains, because we are going to be feeding, Phantom, my Dracolich, all of them delicious hype brains. So, for today, if Phantom is well enough fed, I will be giving you guys a short story. So, yes, if we get to a level 5 hype brain, we will be taking the character that we're going to make for Aulestria right now, and then we're going to turn it into a short story. So there you go. Woo! Hype brains! All right, let's do it. The money is never wasted. No, money is never wasted. No. Cost not. Thank you for the subscription. Super anonymous donor donates to Maddie Holmes. Bum, bum, bum. Millsy, good morning. He's got tree fiddly. Contributing. Yeah, I got tree fitty. Not even 45%. Actually, we are at 45%. There's an extra $60 on that number that didn't get registered, but it is there. We are very quickly approaching the 50% mark. All right. So, first of all, step by step. Hype brains. Yeah! Odd Bandicoot, welcome in. Faye, yep, okay, cool. So, Aulestria, if you can, send me either via Discord or in chat the idea for your character, and we will make it in Hero Forge. While we are waiting, however, and while we are building up them hype brains, we are going to talk a little bit about what we're doing today. So, today, we are going to be sitting down and playing around between Hero Forge and World Anvil to flesh out more of my world of Aulestria. Now, Aulestria is my homebrew setting. It is something that I've been working on and off for maybe the last, going on like maybe 6 to 8 years. And I've been adding little bits and pieces to it. I've been inspired by, not only the games that I've been in, the games that I've managed to participate in, but also like anime and stuff like that, as well as some of my favorite movies. And I've created like this world where imagination is paramount, right? It's not designed to be kind of your typical, like, Lord of the Rings styled adventure with, like, swords, shields, and magic being the only thing. There are areas where we sort of step into an almost film noir kind of setting, which is actually my land of Eclipse, which, if those of you who have tuned in to my previous world building thing, is a world where there's no magic, or is an island where there's no magic. You can see that there are areas where there are very Robin Hood, like kind of the Disney film, not the live action, the one with the foxes, the kind of Disney Robin Hood cartoon. There's kind of like an area that's sort of like that as well. But there are also those kind of deep and kind of really gritty kind of dark fantasy places as well, such as the Iceborne Furrows and Talvaron, which, like these areas and stuff like that, we've been building bit by bit, adding more stuff to it, and being inspired by you guys and what you guys want to know about the world. Because that's how I work, like for me, whenever I do world building, I tend to build worlds based around what I need for a game or what I need for a campaign, which makes it difficult for me to like actually create something comprehensive. So we're here today, hang out, build some minis, write some articles on World Anvil, which of course is my my note-taking thing of choice. And yeah, we are. Yeah, look, if we hit 69%, I will. Yeah, we'll. If we hit 69%, I feel like we're good. I feel like at that point, I would not fault anyone for not donating after we hit 69%. Anyway, so that's what we're doing today. We're going to be answering your questions about Aulestria and writing articles about them as we answer them, because I just want to do that. That's what I want to do. So, yeah, let's get started, shall we? Let's see. I still can't get over the fact that elves are sexually attracted, are magisexuals, and yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Petiola gifting a sub to Millsy. Thank you so much for feeding Phantom. Nom 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 nom. Yum yum yum. There he is. Isn't he cute? Okay. Malik Kisa donating another $25. Thank you so much. Ah, okay, we're doing all the things. All right, Mally, I guess the first, let's go with this. Mally, because you've donated $50 to the stream already, let's give you the first 2 questions. You can ask any 2 questions about my world of Aulestria, and I will give you not only an answer, but I will give you a comprehensive answer and write an article based on said question. Yay, we hit 45%. Woo! Choo-choo! Hi, brains! Oh, thank you so much, guys. And we will do a short story of we will do a short story. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Hype brains. I need to make a hype brain emote. I think that'll be my next big thing to the channel. I'll do that. Yeah. Suck on that, Rob. Yeah, Rob. Oh, I know I didn't. Hold on. Wait. Where is it? Did I miss it? I would like a wizard that uses his knowledge magic to teach children about magic every day, in everyday things. Not the library or an all-day adventurer, just passing those. Okay. All right. I kind of love that idea. I like that idea. Okay, so a librarian character. Let's bring up the world anvil. The Hero Forge window here. We don't want hype brains. We want phantom. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll have a phantom eating emote. You know what I mean? Like when we do that. Maybe. Yeah, we'll work it out. Actually, there is a phantom emote, is there? No, there isn't. There isn't yet. Maybe I'll make one. Yeah, maybe I'll make one. I'll do stuff like that. All right. So let's start with some of the basics. First of all, we're looking at a librarian character who teaches children, which means look, I'm not gonna lie. When you think about someone who is like a professor or a doctor or something like that, especially a wizarding one, you always kind of imagine like the elderly Dumbledore kind of sage thing. Dumbledore has kind of made a very unique thing into, well, I mean, I wouldn't say a unique thing. Dumbledore is now the trope, right? We all expect a wizard to, have their wizard hat and have their wizard robes and then be, of course, a giant wizard, right? But I would like to maybe challenge some of these ideas, right? So I guess let's start with the idea of the professor, right? Like, what if the professor were what if we turned this librarian into someone or something that was a little bit less expected? Dumbledore by the way of Merlin. Yes, of course. Look, Gandalf didn't necessarily teach students, right? Because, of course, we're talking about somebody who's teaching students. Merlin didn't either, right? That's why I went with Dumbledore first. But yes, it's an iconic look and stuff like that. But it was Dumbledore who kind of went with the whole magic wizard teacher thing. That and McGonagall. I would also say McGonagall, but yeah. All right. So let's challenge ourselves a little here. I think if we're looking at a professor, what if we were looking at a kind of like a non-human? I mean, there is the story of the Fantastic Mr. Fox, for example, which I loved. It's a Roald Dahl story. Which was about, this fox who was providing for his family by outsmarting farmers. I mean, I kind of like the idea of like, a kitsune in a dinner jacket, because you always see kitsunes, like they always tend to be like kind of the very, well, I mean, because kitsune are very Japanese inspired, they tend to be adventurers, right? But you've never really seen I don't really see too many kitsune who are just like kind of, I'm a wizard. I'm just a regular person here. I run this stop. I do this thing. McGonagall is better than Dumbledore. The wizard wrestling. Oh, that's true. Could always have a wizard wrestler. The Shushinator. Hardcore wrestler, Dag. Fine, it makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So what do you think, Myth? What do you think, Callie? Do you think maybe a kitsune professor or maybe something? Let's see. What about an insect professor? That'd be kind of cool. Insect professor. I'm definitely leaning on the kitsune professor. But I want to see I want to hear what Callie thinks. Does Callie think it's a good idea? Because if Callie doesn't, then I don't want to take the idea and sort of poop on it. See, I kind of already like that. That's really nice. That's really nice. Mm. Do you know what I mean? I do enjoy kids' names, sort of opposite to the whole they're mischievous trope. Yeah, exactly. Okay, if you like that, then let's have a play around here. Hmm. Serpent, really your role those are students. Students. Yeah, a snake would be kind of cool. Snake would be kind of cool. Okay. So I think that's definitely where I'd want to go. And then gloves, pants, kind of keeping him looking very professorly. Now, keeping in mind, this at the moment doesn't really scream wizard, so this is not where we're gonna finish, right? Because I definitely wanna add those wizard elements to it. A bit too much. Interesting. Okay. So I think if we're looking at the wizardy stuff, then I think we need to also kind of look at what type of wizard this individual is. Like, what role does this person play in an adventuring group's adventures? I mean, is this person a source of knowledge? Is this person a source of aggression? Like, are they a contentious individual? Because we're going with someone who, like, sort of does the school lessons and teaches things and stuff. I'm thinking I'm thinking as far as wizards go. I mean, a chronomancer could be really cool, but I mean, I don't know. I did say not a library. Oh, okay, maybe just a teacher, an official teacher. Okay, sorry. A Hermdinger arcane vibe. Okay. Well, I mean, that kind of hits us into the idea of someone who's clockwork. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If we go clockwork, we're leading into the whole like a teacher, like a high school teacher or something like that won't necessarily hit the vibe of um the wizard stuff, right? Because artificers and alchemists, they're a different breed. So we need to go into wizarding. Um, all right. What if we look at some scepters or some staves? Lots of snaky stuff. That's kind of cool. I like that. Definitely not the necromancy stuff. Ooh, I do like that one. We got some of those bony ones. Okay. What if we? I do kind of like the crystal. I think the crystal has a lot of potential there. Um, so if we've got the crystal vibe going, then maybe that's the answer we need. What if, what if this teacher specialized in crystal magic? So what they would do is they would, instead of imbuing magic into a scroll or into a staff or a weapon, they imbued them into crystals. They required the whole process of, like crystallization, turning a liquid, sort of super saturating it with magic, and then actually having these like dangling strings inside the actual solution. And then what they would do is they would eventually produce and pull out a geode that would need to then be cracked open. And then inside that are some crystals that, if then refined and tumbled and polished, could then be used for that. And not only that, but also even ion stones. So that could be kind of cool. What do you think? An ion stone slash crystal mage. What do you think of that? Does that sound cool? Hey, Avarian, nice to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. You also have an option for a more militant style teacher, like a Paralictor of the Order of the Hell Knights. Yeah, that's true. True. Paralictors are very cool. A Geomancer. Yeah, Geomancer. That could be kind of cool. What's going on here? Hey, Grizz, what's up? We're making a character for as a member of our secret menu, and yeah, Callie has donated off the secret menu, so we get a so she gets a custom character for our that gets utilized in our campaigns. Yeah, I think that looks cool. What if we... That's kind of cool. Sorry, I'm just focused on just that for now. There we go. Beautiful. Nice, 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 nice. Hey, Silver Fox, what's up? Looks like a Silver Fox. It does look like a Silver Fox. Amazing, but no. Guy Giles from Buffy. I like Giles. Giles is cool. Dying not realizing who I am basing it off, and I'm finding it funny. I don't know who you're basing it off. Oh no. Who are you basing it off? Have I missed something? Have I missed the reference? Was my mind just not in the right space? Hold on, let me read this again. Let me read this again. I would like a wizard that uses his knowledge of magic to teach children about magic and everyday things and nature and things like that. Not in a library all day or an adventurer, but passing on his knowledge. Who is this? Who's it based off? I love the boots. Yeah, the boots look really cool. He sent me a message. Oh, there's messages. Aha. No, these are messages from Dread. That's a lie. Would you like me to tell you? Maybe tell me afterwards. I'll see how close I get to the result by the end of it, I think. I don't know who you're basing of now. I'm going crazy with curiosity. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm going crazy with it. All right. See, like I said, I'm thinking of the Fantastic Mr. Fox. If you've ever seen the Diapers the Fun in fundraiser. Hell yeah, yeah. And we are raising funds for something fun. This isn't a charity of saving starving children and stuff like that. What we are saving up to do is we are trying to put my face on the Viva the Dirt League studio. So yeah, we can so I can bring a little laughter and little joy to my friend Robert by having my face plastered on his work wall, which is just going to be hilarious. All right. So the next question I have, I guess, is what color kitsune are we looking at? So traditionally, there is the red fox. All right. So traditionally, there's the red fox. We can always go with the orange, which is a little bit more customary as well. I mean, again, we can play around with the colors a little bit more. We can go with the silver fox, which I think also comes with its own like little kind of nod there, like the idea of the silver fox. You know. What do you think? Can we do a decal of the different colors? But I love the red. Yeah, we can do the red. We will. How about we will focus on the red and then we'll move from there. So marble foxes are very pretty. Marble foxes are very pretty. Okay. So, let's start with some of the basics. Firstly getting that. See, the thing is I don't like the underbelly of a fox being just pure white. It doesn't look right to me. Like, pure white just doesn't look right. But I've always had trouble figuring out exactly what color it should be. Maybe that's actually not bad. That's probably close. Could use maybe a teeny bit of yellow, but I think that's okay. All right. Some of the stone colors have a nice effect. Ooh, okay, maybe I'll have a look at that. You like the orange effect? All right, well, we're going to change some of the colors here. So, first of all, like I said, we're just going to add just a tiny bit of yellow. And I mean, like, when I say the tiniest bit. There. Perfect. So that's all we need. That's all we need. So, tiny little bit of yellow, and that gets that. All right. No worries. Lurk safely. We will protect you while you are gone. All right. And then we've got the red, which is a nice red. But just slightly beautiful. Look at that. That orange, that's it. Boom. That is the color. I'm going to actually name that. I'm going to call that fox fur. I'm going to save that one. I'm going to call it fox fur 2. Boom. I'll save these to my library so I can use them later. Always a good choice. If you always get a chance to, always, always, always save your stuff as you go. Then what we can do here is we can add... Oh, no worries. Yeah, glad you're back. All right. We can use the slightly darker red for the eyes just to kind of make those pop a little bit. Did you see my question about the crystals? No, I didn't. Please post it again. I'm sorry. If you do get a chance to, put the word question at the front of your question, and then I should be able to see a little bit easier. Just because while we've got people running on. The crystals looks like they're growing gradually from the staff, helping with their conduit nature and the nature of tutoring and watching them grow in the natural way. Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, here we go. Important question. No great science or whatever should put lives in danger. Hermidigger? How many explosions? Yes, Hermidigger. What? Oh, sorry. I don't think that was the question. Dag, do you want to see something cute? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't say no to something cute. How exactly do you achieve additional modifiers? Is it random? Modifiers? Modifiers. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not lying. Callie has that answer. Checks mirror. Ah, cute. I like it. That was cheesy and adorable, and I love it. Amazing. Okay. Now what color should the crystal staff be? I mean, I always just go with blue because I think blue looks pretty. I think that kind of stuff looks pretty. Once I remember, I'll let you know. Okay. There's some really nice things here. Maybe green? Green looks really nice. Ozzy retyped it. Okay, here we go. Question. Crystals have some strong magical connections to them, especially in dissolving darker magics and enhancing them with your own magic. Does this teacher gift crystal stones to graduating students? When they're ready, they tell him what school of magic they feel closest to, and he gives them a stone which links them to that school. Ooh, that's really cool. I like that. I like that idea. I don't know if that's a question more than a suggestion, but I like the suggestion. What if let's look at some of these rituals. Really, the frosty blue touch was great. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, I do like that one. That's a really nice one. I think that's really nice. And I know we shouldn't be doing the stage at this stage, but I just can't help myself, because there are just some amazing crystals that we can just put around here, which is great. And that just looks awesome. There we go. I have more to taunt you with. Okay. Cool. All right, I like this. I'm liking this. I'm liking everything that's happening here. So this professor really kind of is speaking to me at the moment. I'm getting a really positive vibe. Like I'm thinking, this guy definitely looks like someone who students, kind of go and confide in. I can definitely see that. I think black's the best way to go for that. Yeah, I think that's really nice. Yeah, I don't think it needs anything there. Well, that'd be actually really nice. I like that. No bloodstains on the stuff. We can't really see the hands and the legs, so I think that's good. DM'd you on here. Oh, okay. Oh, did people DM me in Twitch? Or I think you're talking to somebody else, but that's fine. I'm still gonna check. I did not. Okay. I just thought I'd check. Who knows? Who knows who sends me messages? All right. Okay, no, that's really cool. Making him an Arctic fox. I think making him an Arctic fox kind of turns him, kind of turns him a little bit into like kind of an ice mage. But I kind of want to focus a little bit heavier on the idea of him being a crystal mage. So just kind of like a multitude of like colored crystals. Kind of stand out, Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. That's really nice. Yeah, no, that's really nice. Oh, these are really cute. I like these. Okay, so there we go. We got a bunch of really nice colored, mixed colored crystals there. Now, why did we do that? We did that because if we're going with kind of like the dirty grout, I think the crystals themselves look really, really nice to be like multicolored. And I think what we'll do is with the base, maybe having it be that kind of rough stone, we can make that kind of like a dirty color. Make it kind of look a bit earthened. Maybe even dark in some places. Yeah, that's really nice. That's awesome. Because then what we do is, because it's got some muted colors at the bottom, when we add light, not saying we're going to add it right this second, but I am adding it right this second. What we can do here is we can add in just a little bit of light down here, which creates just such a vibrant illumination, you know. And I think that's great. I think that just looks so nice. And then we can add the second one here. There you go. You like the green and red crystals? They look like an oil spill. Yeah. Yeah, the green and red look really nice. A lot of these, I see. The idea is that it's about the diversity of color, right? Like it doesn't necessarily mean that that's where we're gonna place all of them in the end, but right now that's just a really, really nice little glow. We haven't even added the color to the character yet. We haven't even added the color to the character yet, so we've still got a little bit more to go here. Yeah, that decal's not gonna work. Shame. I really liked it too, but I think that works better. Okay. So, Callie, if you're still hanging about, let us know what color scheme you would like for this individual. Like what you kind of vibe. And then we'll go from there. Hey, Tricky Trident, thank you so much. The living Aussie game. Hey, Sabo, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome in. All right. Yeah, this guy's looking really cool. You need to color the hands still. No, the hands are gloves. So they're gloves. So they're wearing gloves at the moment. But they don't have to be wearing gloves. I mean, if you think they shouldn't be. What's cracking? Let's see. What's cracking? We're doing a bit of a fundraiser here. Trying to raise funds to support a worthwhile cause. A Kickstarter that a friend of mine's, well, the company that a friend of mine belongs to is doing a Kickstarter, and I am offering my support by trying to raise money to donate to the high tier of the Kickstarter, so that I can put my lovely face on a mural wall in front of his building. So he has to see me every time he goes to work, which is just funny. Doing well. I might run a GURPS one-shot for my cousin during the week. Oh, that's cool. You know, I've never played GURPS. It's one of those things. It's like THAC0. You know, I know what it means. I know what's involved. I haven't ever been involved in it, you know. Sort of red that might be good for the chest or undershirt, and highlight the fur. Okay. So what if we want a red with the vest under here. then you want kind of muted, darker colors. Then maybe an off-white. Maybe a little darker. Oh, the slate. Yeah, the slate's really nice. And then maybe just a black on the... Let's go with a matte black on the little piece here. Hey, Stetta Fire Unicorn gifting a sub to Faye. Thank you so much. Oh, that was so kind of you. Support, yeah, that's one way to describe it. Yeah, that's true. It is one way to describe it. It's like I'm supporting. Yes, that's exactly it. It's not gonna be there and become a vile irritation every single day, staring at you, pondering the life's mysteries. Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna wear a Pathfinder shirt and say, have I shown you this yet? And that's one of the design ideas that that's come out. I love that one. I think another good one was what was it? It was just your troll face, just with my face instead of yours, like having Spidey do like the big troll grin. I thought Rob was gone. I got a jump scare. See if Adam will do a special request and have your mural painted on the inside of Rob's office door. And you know what's terrifying? I have no shame in asking that. I have no shame in asking that. But you know what? I imagine that my mural would very quickly end up with a lot of dart holes in it. Rob just sits behind his desk, just thwack, thwack. Yeah. Troll Dag is a good emote idea. It is a good emote idea, but I don't want to take emote ideas from the boys. You know, like I love Rob, how he's got like the love heart emote when you pop the cork and like the love potion comes out, and I love Dread's mimic heart. That was a really cool idea. For me, I kind of have the lich hearts, but like I kind of wish I had something mine. You know what I mean? Something unique. Yeah. Just have them add, that's Rob's repair mural damage. Yeah, that's true. You think I'm gonna have an office? Ha! I think you got an office. I'd like to think you have an office. I'd like to think you'd have a space. Oh, I think I understand. I think I'm understanding Callie's reference at the moment. So let me see how close I can get this now that I think I'm on the right track here. Let's see. All right, where's my fox fur? There it is. All right, there we go. And I think maybe, I think lighter colors on the pants as well. Because then we can go with the darker colors on the boots. All right, and then let's get some outlines going. There we go. Beautiful. Get those buttons done. I like I love these shoes. These are the new messenger shoes that just came out on Hero Forge as well. So they're quite nice. They're quite nice. All right. So maybe something like that. Is that what you're thinking of? Who is it? You're making a character based on me, Callie. Is that right? Have I hit the nail on the head? Aw, thank you, Callie. That's such a nice gesture. Aw, you're too kind. You're too kind. Aw, yay. That's true. Rob better have what will have better than an office. He does have a full D&D tavern. That's very true. He will have a full D&D tavern by the end of it. You know, the pants look purple from the crystal though. Yes, that's true. We can play around with that a little bit though. Again, we can fiddle around with the lighting. So let's go with, and then we can turn down the intensity. And then we can move this a little bit away. You're definitely a sensei to plenty of us. Ah, arigato gozaimasu. You're too kind, Phoenix. You're far, far, far too kind, my friend. Okay. Yeah, no, I like that. That's cool. The only thing I don't like is the ponytail. I would love the pony. I would love it if the hairstyles accounted for the like wider heads, but they just don't, which is a very, very big shame. I wonder. Yeah, see, kind of looks a little silly. So I think I will go without. Yeah, it's too wide, but that's okay. All right, what do you guys think for the geomancing fox person? I think we can add one last thing here, which could be kind of cool. Hang on, there's a good ponytail in there. I used one for Chris's mini. No, there is a good ponytail, but the thing is because the fox head is a wider head, it just looks not that great. It's gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I think he looks awesome. That's cool. Thank you. I'm glad you approve. All right. All right. Oh no. All right. There we go. Okay. Now again, when you're posing characters, especially with difficult things like the books, always take the time to know where your elbow is. Again, your elbow is your conduit for the character. And doesn't matter where everything else is. As long as your elbow is in the right spot, then you'll be fine. All right. And then what we can do here is if we have put some red lining on the boots to remind me of the red outfit. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Just a little highlight here and there. There we go. All right. And then as for the magic, let's go with I think the purple would be nice. And then what we can do is, and check this out, we can actually go into the decal of the book, and we can actually add stuff onto the pages. Check that out. How cool is that? Yeah, so you can actually add stuff into the books, which I think is just awesome. Ooh, I like... I think I like the pages more. I like that one. That's a cool one. There we go. Yeah, it's crazy awesome. Absolutely crazy. It's super fancy. So yeah, if you go into the decals, you can actually add those. So we're gonna use like kind of a wooden color for the pages. Just kind of give it those deep inlays. Then we're gonna add in, I think, just some lightness to it. So you can go with nice and simple, right? Like you don't need to overcomplicate things. And let's see. That. Beautiful. And then let's look at the front of the book. Gaudy golden book. Yes, there it is. All right. Fixed it. Cleared my cache and reloaded. Yay! Awesome. Welcome in. My Twitch is broken. Oh, no. Oh, well, welcome in, Unicorn. Hope you're having a good day. Put some curse writing on the necromantic book that you made ages ago. Nice, nice. Hey, Medbrecker. Welcome in, welcome in. All right. Well, I think with that being said, we have officially designed our next... the next character that we've got for our superhero menu. So the next step is deciding what we're going to call the character. So Callie, you get to decide what we're going to name it, and then coming up with a little bit of story for this guy. While we're waiting for that, so what we know is that this person is a teacher, wizard geomancer, crafts magic crystals, gives graduates crystals to commemorate occasion, and tunes them to their chosen school of magic, which was an idea given by McBluff. So thank you for that one, McBluff. Should be easy for me to play. Yeah, it should be very easy. Does it show up well when printed? Yeah, look, I've actually done a couple of videos on like what things look like printed. And for this season, we are doing a bunch of stuff that we're sending off to other people. So I won't have minis printed out for me this season. But that being said, you can still go back and check the VODs and stuff like that. Because yeah, like I said, some of these are really, really good. Some of these are really bad. I've learned many lessons from having done this for a while. Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely requires a few acceptances, right? Like, you need to accept the fact that like the lighter colors are just gonna look pale, that the metal shine is not gonna really be there all that much, and that anything you don't have that isn't supported, like in this model here, the way he's got the staff, that's gonna be very fragile. So you gotta be careful of that. But there are ways to counter that. Like if I had the bottom end of the staff touching his thigh, like just touching it, it then looks immediately like it then secures the arm, so it's a lot more secure. So little things like that help a long way. Thank you, Stella Fire Unicorn, for the sub with Prime. You're a bloody legend. Please enjoy your stay and of course your new risen death hand. Nice. All right. So do we have a name, Callie? Do we have a name for this character? Oh, and Malakisa coming in with a $9 tip. Thank you so much for contributing to our worthwhile cause. We are at $2,300, despite what that says, which means we are only a very shy $200 away from the halfway point. Holy hell. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. And yeah, an even 2003. Elian is the brave. Elianis. Aha, I remember that. I got it there. Elianis, you are not late. No. You are. Well, I mean, we've been building a miniature. Just trying not to take your name. Let's see. Well, Michael does mean, kind of the hand of God type of thing. So maybe a biblical name could be kind of good. So like, what about Archibald or Archimedes? They're kind of knowledgeable names from biblical culture. Babel from Babylon. Solomon's a good one. Lucifer might be a little bit on the nose and might have different connotations to what you want to convey with the character. It's a good name though. Gabriel? Yeah, Gabriel's a good name. I like Gabriel. Gabriel's always a nice one. It's my favorite show. It's a great show. Love the show. There's a TikToker that goes by the same name that does a wonderful impression. Could use Gabriel. That way it's a double meaning for me. Yeah, sure. I like that. Gabriel. Professor Gabriel. Professor Gabriel. Kitsune. Wizard. Geomancer. There we go. Done. All right. Now, guys, we are going to very quickly give you guys the link so you guys are now able to share it and have a look at it. You can tweak it. You can play around with it. This is now for you guys to enjoy. So please do enjoy it. And Callie, I am sending it to you directly so that you can enjoy it as well. So there you go. So there we go. We've made our first Hero Forge mini of the day. So yay! Thank you so much. And thank you, Stella Fire, for the $5 tip. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that is wonderful. Okay, so now we've done a little bit of Hero Forge. Let's head back over now that we have completed our miniature, which will stay on screen here. There you go. Steals colors and poses. Yeah, steal colors and poses. Seriously, that's one of the biggest things you can do with any of the stuff I make is make sure you save them onto your account. That way you don't need to repose them or remake colors. Off to get some food and listen to podcasts. Bye! Bye, Rob! Stay safe, stay wonderful, stay awesome. And I hope you are enjoying and preparing your new space. Seriously, dude, biggest congratulations to you and your lovely partner. I cannot wait to see you back in the swing of things, doing your awesome stuff. I missed you this morning, but I presumed you were sitting in your chair, grappling with your mic and trying to prevent it from crashing into the ground while you're replacing your camera. It's my guess. I want to throw that out there as a guess. There you go. All right. So, Malakisa, you appear to have a bunch of questions that you are able to ask on behalf of my world. So, I'm going to turn the ball over to you. And Stella, you've got one as well. So, please feel free to ask up to 10 questions. Yeah, because we'll go for $5 for a question. And I will answer to the best of my ability, and we will make an article about it. So, yeah, ask any questions about my homebrew world, and I will answer as we go. So while we're collecting these questions, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So, Aulestria is my own homebrew world where the GM themselves plays the role of the overgod. Whoever is running in my campaign, whoever's running it as the GM, they are basically the overgod who decides the gods that fall beneath them. Now, naming things and giving powers to things is what that god specializes in. So he named darkness and light, and it gave birth to the gods of darkness and light. The names are Rainover and Lindal. From there, everything else started to get true names and started to evolve. Not everything can give or receive a true name, but this was just the important factor of the birth of the universe. My world, however, has functions very similar to a bunch of different kind of fantasy worlds. You know, like there's magic, there's monsters and stuff like that. But I've got two different forms of magic, or two additional forms of magic. That is font magic and consumption magic. So those are two new things that that we've thrown there as well. What else? The allied races, as they're called, were born from the deities who basically went, hey, we need life. Cool, here's an elf. Here's a dwarf. Here's a merman. You know, and then there's another group of races which are called the feral races. Now, they're called the feral races because they were born from the blood, bone, and stuff of the Tarask. You know what I mean? So that was where they originally came from. So orcs, at least feral orcs, used to be mindless, non-sentient things that were just powered and fueled by violence and destruction. Eventually, humans, a human, should I say, learned how to true name things at the cost of quite a substantial amount of their life force. Managed to name some of the monster races, giving them a chance to join the allied races. So orcs, dragonborn, hobgoblins, so actually most of the goblin races, stuff like that, ended up becoming part of the allied races, though there are still feral members of that clan out there in the world. So that is the nature of my world and its existence. It's a clash between evolving understandings of like different social hierarchies, the presence and shaping of magic in the world through just the turn of the centuries and the turn of ages, and the rising of those who have been slighted by their kin. So in my world, there are no Drow, Duragar, Sverfneblin. They're all one particular race known as the Dusk. And the Dusk are, the Dusk are basically like anti-magic people. So they are monochrome, so that means that some of them are just pure white, some of them are pure black, and the world around them sort of evolves in the same way. It is actually also the location of my non-magic city that is based on like kind of a steampunk film noir kind of city. So there are adventures and stuff that happen in there, but it is deprived of magic. They hear of magic and they try to harness it for a while, but eventually they put their faith in technology. And apparently the president of this island wishes to bring that technology to the rest of the world, even though the rest of the world doesn't want it. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, this is the basic overview of my setting and stuff. Tell me about the break between tooth fairies and bone fairies. Okay, interesting. Okay. Let's go to... Let's see, where do we want to put this? Let's put this into species? Countries, conflicts, geology, item language. Just trying to figure out where to put it. Myth and legend. Organizations, religion. I think religion kind of gets close. Let's hit religion. All right, religion. Organization titles. Nibiru and the Bone Fairies. This is... Don't know what that is. This should be in the religion section. Oh, religious. Here we go. Pantheon. Religious pantheon. All right. So let's grab up my notes on Nibiru real quick. Esbon Pharaohs, Aulestria, races, gods, and magic. Here we go. Major gods, lesser gods. Nibiru. All right, here we go. All right. Goddess's name is Nibera, goddess of death, the pale rider, keeper of the Inamia hourglass. Okay, so the way I kind of ran my goddess of death, right? And there's a reason why we're talking about the goddess of death when we're talking about bone fairies. We'll get to that in just a minute here. The goddess of death. The Pale Rider, so these are a couple of names for him. Keeper of the Inamia Hourglass. Now, in order to house or control their powers properly, to direct their power, should I say, each of the deities in my pantheon have been given a what I call like a divine artifact, a holy relic. And these holy reliquies are important to them because it controls their power. So anyone who has the Inamia Hourglass, for example, would gain the powers of that deity. That's kind of how it would work. When people are asking these questions about Aulestria, are they asking things that haven't come up yet, or are you creating answers right now? Both. Creative Garden, I'm doing both. If I have an answer, I answer it. If I don't have an answer, I chew it out a little bit more, and we'll be creating it. Hey, Arthar Studios, welcome in, brother. Come in, take a seat, enjoy your stay. We're raising some money to prank my friend Rob. If you look in the just below where I am, we're saving up money for the Kickstarter for Viva La Dirt League so I can get my mural put on a face in front of Rob's studio, and that'll be a lot of fun to make him have to look at me every time he goes to work. All right. So yeah, that's what we're doing. All right. So yes, domains: death, repose, fate, and charm. Alignment, neutral. Symbol is that of a coffin. Which I love the idea of because I mean, normally when you think of the goddess of death, it's always like a scythe or a reaping thing and stuff like that. I loved the idea that Nibiru was about the body decaying and you know sort of turning into the next thing. So I like the idea of the coffin, and as far as a favorite weapon goes, a coffin-shaped warhammer was kind of one of the things that I love the idea of, because for me, breaking bones kind of feels nicer than reaping souls, you know, especially because, well, again, we're going to go into this in a second. Nibiru was actually the queen of the bone fairies originally, but we'll get to that in a second. Personality treats death as a time for peace and celebration, where the weight of your life can be accounted for and end in a true reward. Views undead as lost sheep. Despises Oberon, god of trickery. Considers corvids to be holy symbols of her church. She has churches in chapels, graveyards, cathedrals, crypts. Relationship: the first of the risen. She was once a type of fae known as a bone fairy. Okay, that's not really relationships, but we'll go into that in a second. So I'm just gonna copy that, paste that down here in history, and we'll go into that in a second. Relationships. Hates Oberon. Is disliked by what's his name? It's not Bastille. Is it Bastille? Ronak. No, yeah, it is Bastille. Is disliked by Bastille, who thinks death should not come before glory. is feared of by Azalea, goddess of life, but treated as an older sister. All right. So yeah, like an older sister to the goddess of life. Okay. History. So the question, let me just before I get too dragged into the history and forget what the question was. Well, falling asleep in my chair sometime for bed. No worries. Thank you for hanging out, Ivarian. Have a wonderful and safe sleep, my friend. Whatever the night brings to you, I hope you have pleasant dreams. I hope that you awaken refreshed and ready for a new day. Take care, mate. Take care. Okay, so let me read the question again, just so I get this right. Tell me about the break between tooth fairies and bone fairies. Okay, so in order to tell you about the... Hey, Dazzle! Twitch baby! Twitch baby. That's the second Twitch baby today. Woo! So many Twitch babies! It's the 1st of March. It's 1st of March. I can't wait for March 4th. No, January, February, March. Yeah, it's March. Yeah. March 4th is, I think it's like official Gary Gygax Day or something. Or official D&D Day. Or official DM Day. In any case, whatever official D&D themed day it happens to be, please be sure to go and thank and love your GMs wherever they happen to be, because they need it. They need it. You know, just that little love every now and then. Okay, so the break between the, and I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget. The tooth fairies and the bone fairies. All right. Now, the Fae were among the Happy St. David's Day today. Ooh, what's St. David's Day? What is St. David's Day? St. David's Day. Here we go. The Welsh version of St. Patrick's Day. Ah, okay. That's cool. That's rad. That is rad. Very exciting. Hopefully people aren't... hopefully people are celebrating, but I also hope people are celebrating responsibly. Yeah, that's cool. I did not know that. Learning something new every day. Patron saint of Wales. Ooh, okay. That's cool. Of Wales. Patron saint of Wales. Oh, have you ever noticed that David spends a lot of time at the beach? Oh, is he a werewolf? We should burn him. Yep. No, that was just don't burn saints. Bad idea. Bad idea. And don't steal golden eyes out of cursed mummy princesses. If you're listening to this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. There you go. All right. So anyway, history. The break between the... Okay, so the Fae were among the first born to Aulestria as the eldest races. Of those birthed by Azalea. Now, originally there was life in the form of the Titans, but we don't talk about them. They were born by another thing. Azalea was born specifically to breathe life into Aulestria so that, you know, life could thrive and do its own thing. So the Fae were the first ones to be created. Knowing that eventually life... okay, hold on. When the Fae were gifted the world, they explored its farthest reaches. But ultimately, as time went, they began to grow tired and bored. Seeing all that the world had to offer meant there was nothing new to discover. Azalea recognized this and split the Fae into a multitude of tribes and created and together created other races. Oh, sorry, no. Created a multitude of tribes and other races. It was a glorious era in Fae history. Among their numbers, a fairy was born with no skin on their wings. But among their numbers was very much a child who was considered cursed. This was Nibiru. Azalea. Nibiru prayed to... No. Azalea saw that as more races were quickly filling the world, there must be a balance maintained, lest the creatures overindulge and destroy Aulestria all over again. She beseeched Iraldin to... She sought Iraldin for an answer, to which his answer was death. To create the concept of procreation and eventual passing of each soul in the realm, he would seek out an arbiter of death and bestow god powers upon them. Nibiru was never bitter about the way that the fairies treated her. She understood that fear is a powerful motivator, and that those blinded by it can often act rashly. She decided that in order to find friendship and companionship, she would make her own in the form of her flesh. Or more specifically, her teeth. Tearing out her teeth, she imbued them with the magics so readily available to her kind, and created an extension of her very being. These creatures would be able to move and think independently or together as a hive. They understood these creatures, these tiny creatures, would become the Tooth Fairies. In an effort, the names of these Fae did not come from their origin, but from an event that happened next. Seeing Nibera without teeth to smile, her newfound companions set out into the world and began collecting teeth to bring back and hopefully make Nibira happy. This worked for a time. Until eventually Nibera had regrown her own teeth. No, that's dumb. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Pancakes. Pancakes sounds amazing. Nibera never wanted teeth, but found herself drawn to them, or more specifically, to bones. Without a god of death to govern, Nibera, who would become known as the Bone Fairy, began to harvest the dead for sustenance for herself and her tooth fairies. Some fed well and eventually became bone fairies as well. Okay. So here we've got the story of Nibera, who was I mean, she wasn't picked on in like a terrible, terrible way, but it was more of she was ignored. So she ripped out her teeth, turned them into fairies. Fairies went out and went, "Oh, you've got no teeth. We'll go get you some." Hence the story of the tooth fairies. She then learnt, as they brought her tons and tons of teeth, that, hey, bones, teeth, these are things that I like. These are things that I don't know, I reach out to me deep down inside. And she eventually began to subsist off bones and became the first bone fairy. Some of the tooth fairy also evolved and kind of became bone fairies as well. But during this time, around this time, Nibera was approached by an avatar of Iraldin. Have you considered bones? Yes. Dak, should I share my consumption magic theory or should I keep it to myself? No, share your theory. I like your theory. I like theories. Theories are good. All right. While you are sharing your theory, I think I might grab some water. Yes. Let us go grab some water, and I shall return. So do bone fairies just consume bones, or do they also do other things with them, like decorate them with jewelry? In my mind, they might do both, but it'd be like making a candy bracelet. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say necessarily they would collect bones to like make stuff. The pale horse, however, like the idea of the horse that I have, is a nightmare that actually collects bones to make its own flesh. That's kind of one of the ideas that I had for that one. It's based off based off How to Train a Dragon. So yeah, she creates a bone horse companion, which is kind of cool. You like my theory before I share it? Maybe I should suspect you as a psychic. No, I get it now. I said I like the fact. Well, I like the fact you have a theory. I like that you've thought about it. It makes me happy to know that people are thinking about this sort of stuff. But we'll come back and come into the second part of how Nibera goes from being a bone fairy to a god. And again, we'll like this is just the rough. So there's more stuff to flesh it out. I shared a GIF in GIF Tales, and now I shall type out the theory. Let's have a look. GIF Tales, eh? The first bone fairy, realizing teeth are neat. it's the what do you call it? It's the Emperor's New Groove, like the meme. I like it. I like it. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah. Oh, and if you guys want, I'll actually bring one of my Hero Forge minis back so you guys can have a look at it. Just gonna have a cook. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Nice cover tag. Mac will never suspect you're psychic. Haha, roll for deception. Okay, fine. Damn it. That was crap. All right. Yep, failed. I'm crossing my fingers the story writing is fitting with the story lore here, honestly. Well, I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know what your story is, so, you know. Oh, damn it, I forgot the mini. You know what? I'm gonna get the mini. Ugh. All right, these are some of my favorite ones that I haven't shown recently. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, so here are some of my favorite ones. So this, actually, a lot of these are coming from last season, but yeah, anyway. So I have a, so you know what, let me entertain you. No, okay, let me go. Let me turn off the focus here. All right, so if I move that here and then. All right, there we go. So that is. This is my fire snake that came out. So I hope you can see that okay. Yeah, it was really cool. We used a whole bunch of like kitsune tails. It's I'm just trying to juggle 4 hands at once. This is why we need 4 hands. There we go. Beautiful. Yep. So that's my snake person. So that was really nice. I love that one. The next one is this one here, which is my drow warlock. So we actually got like tattoos on her back, which I don't know if you can see that, but we got like the little spotted tattoo over her back, which is really nice. Then we got the tentacles on the legs. You know, and then yeah. This is from like I think season 1 maybe. But I really like how she came out. Even to the point where you can kind of see where her leg is. Like there's actually the spots on her leg as well. Like even underneath the skirt, which I thought was freaking impressive as hell. Come on, there it is. Yeah, there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, she's got the spots under her legs, between the dress, so that's really nice. Then we've got this dude here. This is Yormund Gale, who is my Dragonborn Paladin. This is my mini that was an attempt to try and break the Hero Forge ones. These are the color printed. Yep, not painted. Not painted at all. These are literally how they came. So yeah. So that was really cool. And you know what? You think the actual chains are pretty flimsy, but they're actually pretty solid. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily hyperextend it, but like, you know, they've got enough give that you're not really going to be worrying too much about it. Yeah, no painting needed at all. Yep. And the last one I'm going to share, this is probably my favorite one currently, is this guy here, who is my Glassmancer Dragonborn. So he uses glass magic, which I loved how he came out. And this also uses the transparent plastic on the magic, which actually looks just awesome. So I just loved how that one came out. It was just so nice. So very nice. There you go. All right. What are your favorite minis from your whole collection, not just Hero Forge? Whew, it's a tough question. I've got so many minis. It's hard to say what my favorite would be. I don't think I could. I don't think I could say. I have favorite characters. I have characters that mean a lot to me. That have really bad miniatures, and I have really great miniatures that I'm just like, because the characters weren't great. I have lots of board games as well with a lot of miniatures, which I love. I think my most detailed miniatures are from a game called Kingdom Death, but I don't have any of them that I would say is like, oh, these are my favorite. You know, that's just it. All right, so let's get back to it. Okay, let's see. Mac, this is your theory. The whole Taras thing was destroying everything in its path, as I can recall consuming all in its wake. You mentioned at some point that there was a sort of lost ingredient to the tier of consumption magic that may have gotten mixed up by the wording, but I imagine that the Taras took a literal bite out of reality and mortals as a whole, which is why consumption magic exists, like how we need to eat to survive the ingredients of reality that must be filled. That's a good one. Until the recipe is complete, the world must consume and consume in order to maintain the fractured whole. That's really cool. I like that. That's a really cool theory. Have you ever made a mini dag? I have a mini like Dead Aussie Gamer, my iconic Dead Aussie Gamer, but I don't have like a mini dag, as it were. He literally made a mini Kitsune dag on the stream a bit ago. Yeah, I did. It's very true. I did. Well, it's on. He's on stream right now. He's on screen. There he is, right there. This is apparently the Dead Aussie Gamer inspired Kitsune character. Yeah, the dag mini I've got. I do have one. I do have one. He is in the other office at the moment. But let me show you what he looks like though. I'll show you what he looks like. There we go. Where is he? He is. There he goes. This is the one. Yeah, that's what he looks like. Yeah, so he's happy with that one. Actually, I wanted to see, now that it's got this, I wonder what it looks like with the... Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Do you still have the blue tiefling announcer? I do have the blue tiefling announcer. Oh, that's okay. I think I like the other one better. Yeah, I like this one better. All right. But yes, we're not going to get distracted by that, because tomorrow we're going to be doing Hero Forge building. So we'll come back to we'll like I said, tomorrow's Hero Forge building day, so we're going to do that. Yes, you did make 3 different, which are awesome. I love them. Dag 101, ask him about minis. Yeah, that's true. That's such an easy way to derail me. All right. So, around this time, Nibera was approached by an avatar of Uraldin, who said that without death to guide souls from this world to the next, Aulestria would eventually succumb to overpopulation and eventually die. An arbiter of death needed to be appointed, and Nibera and her bone fairies had been doing similar work in collecting bones. She originally refused, saying that she was ashamed of her habit and that it had brought misery to others. Uraldin explained that if misery and suffering were what she wanted to be as a god, that would be acceptable. But if she wished for something else, that would be acceptable also. As the god of death, how death is treated would be part of her purview. Realizing this, she accepted and was given a golden persimmon. One bite would transform Nibera from the queen of the bone fairies to the pallid queen of death. However, before she could eat the persimmon, an injured Corvid landed nearby on the verge of death. Seeing pity on the creature, she fed a piece of the fruit to it, only to discover that it was Oberon, king of the Fae, in disguise. now armed with the power of death, with the power over life and death. Oberon's first action was to sever a realm for the Fae from the cycle of life and death. Heraldin returned, being called by Nibera, demanding that Oberon relinquish his powers. But Heraldin knew that no other god can interfere with another's power. So instead, he made a bargain. If Oberon wished god powers, then he should have them in the seat of the god of trickery. But he would need to relent his position as the god of death unto Nibera. With a puckish grin, he accepted, and Nibera became the god of death. The bone fairies that are both part of and work for Nibera were transformed yet again. While many remained as tooth fairies, tooth and bone fairies, a select few were transformed into reapers, deathly outsiders who would watch over the dying and help ease their transition to death. All right, there we go. Woo! All right, so we have the rough basics there. Now relationship. Tooth fairies act as servitors and messengers to Nibera. Bone fairies act as gatherers and minions. Reapers guide the dying to the realm of Nibera. All are extensions of Nibera, but have gained self-awareness and seek in earnest the happiness of their mother. All right, there we go. All right, so there we go. That is the history of Nibera. And a little bit of the history of the bone fairies and where they came from and what place they sit. So there are still bone fairies around. There are not that many of them. There are lots of tooth fairies that run around and, again, gather teeth and do what they used to do. On Aulestria, many tooth fairies work under a bone fairy, gathering teeth in order to satiate their hunger. On Aulestria, these are predatory fae who often have tribes of tooth fairies keeping them fed until the tooth fairies need to battle or fight. Yep, there we go. Done. Tooth fairies are still good. They don't rip out teeth. No. Bone fairies do. So in my world, tooth fairies are... So, tooth fairies take teeth that have fallen out of children's mouths and from rotten bodies. In rare cases, some tooth fairies are known for taking teeth from the living, but only in desperate circumstances. So, for example, if a bone fairy is starving and about to attack a village, a tooth fairy may resort to ripping out someone's teeth. Right, but they won't do it for evil reasons. They'll do it because it's their nature. They have to feed the tooth fairy, or sorry, the bone fairy, or the bone fairy is going to go nuts. Yes, if Malakis is giving you a world building question, then Mac, ask away. Ask away. But I hope that answered your question about the relationship, Malakisa. So we've answered what the relationship is between the tooth fairies and the bone fairies. We've answered the question of whether or not they rip out people's teeth. So you've still got a bunch of questions if you want to ask them. I should probably also add the pale horse. Good for now. Okay. Pale horse. A cursed equine creature who cannot die. This immortal beast earned the pity of Nibera, who adopted it as her mount. It has a habit of stealing bones to make itself look bigger. A cursed skeletal. Yep, there we go. All right. Okay, let's save that. All right, I probably only have time for one more question for now, at least, and then we'll I'm gonna chalk Mally's questions for the next time as we go into the next ones. Like, we'll get them through them. We'll get through the world building stuff. Or maybe two more questions. We'll get through maybe two more questions. Just because I gotta get to the youth center a little earlier today. What if I have another fast one, then McBluff has hers? Yeah, that's fine. Yep, easy. Like I said, I'll try to answer these properly. Like, you know, I've got about an hour, but I kind of want to, you know, get some food in me and stuff like that beforehand. So I've got a little bit of time. What happens to the people who get their bones ripped out before death is a thing? I think that's going to go down to the DM and what bones have been taken out. Like, for example, I imagine teeth are the easiest to rip out, right? Like, flat out. McBluff, ask your question. All right. So yeah, to answer it. So like teeth are the easiest to rip out, I think, because they're the most easily accessible. And I say easily accessible relatively. As for ripping out the bones of other people, I mean, I'm kind of imagining like tearing off of fingers. Especially if you wear jewelry around, like rings and stuff like that. I mean, it's quite brutal, but again, like I said, not ideal. The people themselves who lose teeth, it's like someone's stolen your teeth. You know what I mean? Like, that's just it in a nutshell. If you, if you get a limb amputated, for example, that's a bit extreme. And by that stage, I don't think it would be the tooth fairies doing it. I think it would be, I miss cat. I love how it sort of winked at the end. I don't think tooth fairies would go so far as to steal bones beyond teeth. I think once it gets to that stage, it would be a bone fairy coming through and literally tearing the bones out of you. At which point, it is literally they remove the bones, like they just rip it out of your flesh, like they just sort of reach in, just sort of, and then your bone is gone, but you've got like this dangling bit of arm that has no bone in it. That's kind of how it is. Oh, you meant bone fairy? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So basically, they'll live. But in a nutshell, bone fairies have the abilities to strip the bones from inside someone, turning them into basically just a limp sock, is my idea. No death. They can do it without killing someone, but they don't necessarily need to. You know what I mean? Like, again, they have the skills and the means and the capabilities to, but they generally don't. Because by the time they get to the point where they're attacking, they're usually pretty hungry and pretty, raw. Noah says hi to everyone. Hi, Noah. If this seems too general, I'll put it in Discord. Just curious, why do you think we often focus on how death comes, be, and functions in our world building? There seems to be some innate intrigue we have about death. I mean, in terms of characters, necromancers, general life, death, and based on PCs, popular. I mean, I'm literally playing one. All right, well, here's that's actually a really, really good point. Also, lurk well, Calindria. Lurk well, and big love to your family. Okay, here's the nutshell. We are not there's a morbid fascination around death, like just flat out. Hey, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Asha, you are a absolutely wonderful bean. Thank you for bringing us to 2,050 on the board. 2,310 we're at now. It is all for a great and worthwhile cause. Thank you so much. You bloody ripper, you. But here we go. So yes, we all have a kind of morbid fascination about death. It's part and parcel. It's curiosity. It's part of human nature. Why are we here? What happens after the death? Blah 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 blah. Pushing that aside, in D&D and in roleplay, death represents the other side of risk and reward, right? When we create characters in a D&D setting, there is a certain inherent amount of risk that our characters take going into this world. And that's the important bit to remember, right? We go out into the world to be adventurers and stuff like that, and we could die at any point. But what does that mean in a world of fantasy, right? Like, we don't actually know what happens in our world, but in a fantasy world, we can create a scenario that'll happen. And, I think I wouldn't say it's a fascination, but I definitely say that there are people who go, okay, well, cool. What does happen? What can I describe to my players as they are arriving at the pearly gates? Do they come and see a large tower with a moon with a man's face looking down at them? Do they die and find a wall of screaming souls? Do they end up in a small courtroom with what looks to be a dog-faced humanoid holding scales and a feather? What happens is and can be very tangible, and I think that's why a lot of people look at it in their campaign setting for world building. Yeah, for me, I haven't even thought about what happens, what you see when you die. Like, that hasn't come in yet. All I know is that there is a god of death, and that they will send you on your way to somewhere, but I haven't nailed down exactly where. For me, the important thing is that Nibiru is the tooth fairy slash bone fairy, and that whole idea of the cycle of life and death was super important because I was like, cool, like scavenger birds, that's why ravens are kind of brought in as like kind of the representatives of death. So why not tooth fairies or bone fairies where you can do the same sort of thing? And I thought that was just a really nice dichotomy. Um, but yeah, that being said, I think that would be my answer. My answer would be because you can role play that element to it and have your players fully understand what risk and reward is during your game if you know what happens during that period of death. Yeah. I just finished the last class of the day. Doing well. How are you? How's your energy? Oh man, I'm glad you had a good day at class. Hope it was very productive. Oh, well, that's okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad that we're relaxing, Myth. Yay. Makes sense. With the innate magic and spectral nature, supernatural aspect of role playing, it gives us an outlet to make the inconceivable somewhat tangible, especially where it matters in game. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even the idea of like what is and isn't considered to be a death ritual, right? Like, different cultures treat the dead differently in a fantasy game as they do in real life. And of course, that brings into question how necromancy, which of course is the raising of the dead, actually fits into this. Same thing with things like resurrection. If you can resurrect your allies, what is death? What is the kind of nature of it? How does that work? Even things like souls and revenants and things that are actually tangible representations of the dead returning. These all create massive points that should be known. Like if a ghost escapes the boneyard, what happens to them? Does a Grim Reaper go hunt it down on a motorbike with like a freaking spiked chain, or do they simply get pestered by a crow? Whatever it is. I actually kind of like the idea of pestered by a crow. Like if a ghost escapes the afterlife, like a crow sort of anytime they see a crow, it like sort of gets possessed by one of the soul crows that work for Nibera, and it starts talking to them and just basically just starts trying to convince them to like give up and go back. That's kind of cool. I like that idea. And then if they kill the crow, then another crow comes up and it's the same crow but in a different body. That'd be kind of cool. Be very cool. All right. The idea of death not mattering so much, the powerful energy body. Well, yeah, exactly, 100%. I think McBluff. Yeah, that's the whole nature of risk and reward is understanding that fear and understanding that kind of necessity to know that if your character dies, that's the final end. That's the finite end of it. Yeah. Grim Reaper on a motorbike with a fiery skull. Yeah, you get it. Awesome. Awesome. Raven's trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Yeah, just as annoying. I like that. Oh, what are you doing in here? Get back to the graveyard. Ah, yes. Yeah, and you know what? Some may have different strategies too, and that could be kind of funny. Like maybe one person's just like, "Oh, I know a song that'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves, get on your nerves. I know a song that'll get on your nerves, unless you go back to the graveyard where you should be suffering from eternal rest and not be out here bothering the living." Oh, I know a song that'll get on your nerves. And, like, oh my God, that'd be freaking hilarious. Amazing. I think it'd just be so much fun. We sent 500 ravens. Amazing. Maybe please have a bounty hunter crow tag. Fine. Okay, you know what? Here, I'm going to add it. Corvid Reclaimers. When a soul is absconded with or escapes back into the land of the living, a group of Corvid spirits inhabit the body of actual Corvids and seek out the undead to convince them to return to rest. This is often handled by a single reclaimer. However, there are incidences of multiple being sent. Some say it is why a flock of crows is called a murder. There we go. That's kind of cool. It is also why many corvids gather around haunted places on Aulestria, in Aulestria. That's cool. That's also a really cool, like, little tie to that. Like, why is it, like, this haunted mansion? Why is it covered in crows? There's no dead bodies here, but why are there crows here? That's kind of cool. Crows annoying necromancer for doing too good a job. Well, I think for these guys, it's mostly about the soul, less the body. You know what I mean? Like, I don't imagine that the Reclaimers really care too much about the body, and I think that's kind of cool. I think the Reapers, I think that's more of a people thing. I like that. I think that's more of a people thing. People don't want you to mess around with bodies, right? But yeah, I think for the most part, their only concern is if the soul is not at rest. That for them is the important bit. Hey, Salsa Ray, what's up? Crow reciting a whole sonnet about how the dead should go back. Put that thing back where it came from, so help me. So help me. So help me. Yeah. An English or an Italian sonnet. Now I'm tempted to write that. If you do, let me know. I'll happily sing it. Sing my Crows Go Back to the Realm of the Dead song. Amazing. Full on Shakespeare. It was an awesome idea in your end. You really brought it to life. Dang it. Yep. Ha ha. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Salsa. Unfortunately, we are just about to wrap up as I do have a day of gaming to do with the kids. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out today. Thank you for being a part of this journey. We have made $2,250. We're getting there, guys. Another $250, and we're at the halfway mark. And we've still got 9 days left in the this lovely fundraiser that we're doing. Another couple of quick announcements. Tomorrow we'll be having our Hero Forge our Hero Forge stream, where we're going to be sitting down with Thomas from One for All and the Forgeling. We're going to be building some characters with him, and then either Thursday or next Wednesday we'll be getting Ben from Viva La Dirt League to come in and hang out and stuff like that. And again, see if we can push and make and have a wonderful boost to hit that $5,000 mark. And if and when we do, it's going to be sold. It's going to be solid. We're going to be freaking awesome. So thank you, everyone, in advance. Random question here. I'm trying to currently make a Hell Knight signifier. I was wondering if there's any type of caster that fits the role better. Depends on the school of Hell Knight that you're going with or the order that you belong. If I had to make a recommendation, here's my recommendation. Straight up fighters and paladins make, even a cavalier, make the best kind of Hell Knights from the order of the Hell Knights Order of the Nail. If you want, go an Inquisitor for Hell Knights of the Order of the Chain. And if you want to really be testing yourself and doing something cool, I highly recommend a Divination Wizard for Hell Knights from the Order of the Gate. I love Hell Knights from the Order of the Gate. They are one of my favorites. Even Oracles actually make good Order of the Gate characters. So there you go. Thank you for the stream. Oh, thank you guys. All right, let's go find someone to raid. Who do we want to raid? Let's see. Let's see. How reroll? Yeah, let's go raid these guys. How reroll? I shall have a look-see. Thanks for the recommendation. No worries. No worries at all. Any freaking time. All right, there we go. All right, guys, stay tuned, have fun, and as always, fill their chats with all the love that you can muster. I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening, day, morning, whatever time it happens to be. As always, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other. Until we meet again, as always, game hard or die trying. Bye, folks.